Hi guys, it's the Artsy Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food, and let's do this. Right guys, while you take a sip of coffee, I've already been really naughty and had mine. Sorry. And we are going to get cracking with today's video. So yes guys, if you are new here and you're into retrospectives, complete in-box experiences, art and graphic design, and of course the odd bit of nostalgic talk, then you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already yet. We'll get on to tales now. So if you are enjoying the Artsy Gamer mess and madness and you want to get notified when your next video goes live, then yeah, just pop on your notification bell, powered by Tales. And guess what guys, it is Saturday 13th of December, and as promised, it is our giveaway time. Yes. So last week we drew a PlayStation 1 Hagrid. There he is, shining really wonderfully, and it was a week to enter. And of course today is the day. It is Saturday 13th, and we're going to announce the winner of the PlayStation 1 Hagrid today. So yes, like normal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the names into one of my bucket hats, guys. I'm going to give it a bit of a rummage, and then yes, pop out a name, and whoever name I have pulled out the hat will be the winner of the PS1 Hagrid today, and that will be our celebratory 300 subscribers. Oh my word. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get the hat now, guys. So let me just get it off the wall here. I said Simpsons, so we'll do our Simpsons one again. I'm going to pop the names in, but guys, come on, I'm going to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. We're going to do the announcement at the end of the video, but we have got a really fun one today, so I don't know why you wouldn't stay for the whole thing. So I've got all my names here. I'm going to sprinkle them in now. Yeah, there we go. Quite a few entries as well. I wouldn't say as many as last time, but I do know there were some people that just commented and saying, look, I've already won, but I want to comment and support, but I'm not going to enter. So that was lovely. So thank you for those who still had a little bit of support there. But yeah, here we go. I would say about 10 people entered today. So hey guys, you know, you better luck. But is it better luck? Is it, you got more chance? That's what I'm trying to say.
You better luck. But is it better luck? Is it, you got more chance? That's what I'm trying to say.
Than last time, if you were the person who entered last time, because there were more people that entered last time. Anyway, I'm just going to shut up. I'm just going to give it a bit of a rummage. There we go. There we go. God, I'm coughing. It's because I haven't got my coffee, guys. That's what it is. I'm parched. Right, I'm going to pop that down there, and then yes, we'll come and do that towards the end of the video. Well guys, it is a Saturday, and that means a let's draw, doesn't it? And as promised, we're going to stick with our Harry Potter theme, and I'm going to draw a full figure Hagrid. Yes, that is exactly what we're going to do today. Now, I have promised, guys, we don't really have to hit any major milestone, but what I want to do is give away our full figure Hagrid once it is complete. So yes, definitely stay tuned. That could even be a video this week. It will be another giveaway, so don't worry. If you don't quite bag the win today, you never know. You could be in for a chance of winning the full figure PS1 Hagrid. And what I mean by that is because I don't even think I've shown you the goods yet. I haven't even shown you the goods. So here we go. This is what you could be winning. Did I show it you? Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Anyway, guys.
Did I show it you? Maybe I did. Anyway, guys.
Here is the goods. But today we are going to draw a full figure Hagrid. Yeah. Well, media that we need to pick up now. Like I said, it is just a let's draw. So you will just need a pencil, a lovely sharp one at that, and of course a lovely black liner, because we will be going around the pencil marks in that black liner, yeah, just to really make that Hagrid pop. But I think we will need maybe a little bit of hardware. I like to call this hardware. Maybe some sort of cup or circle, just so we can place down to really create a big kind of round area to create Hagrid's, I would say, torso. I think that will really help us out get a little bit of perspective on the character. But apart from that, I wouldn't really say anything else unless you want to get a ruler to make those really hard, jagged angles that is often seen in PlayStation 1 characters. So again, it's up to you. So maybe a ruler as well. Right then, guys. Well, of course, grab your teas and coffees. I'm going to save mine for a bit later. I'm going to get set up in the art studio and we'll get cracking with this Hagrid. Right then, guys, so here we are set up in the art studio, and again I'm just doing that different perspective from previous Let's Draws, just going with this not so much a top-down approach, but just on this slight angle. I think it worked well last week, so we're going to approach it again this way as well. But of course, feedback is very much welcome, so do let me know if you prefer this or the bird's eye view approach that I have previously done. But anyway, we're going to get cracking with our PlayStation 1 Hagrid and the full body. All right, so like I said, we need some sort of cup or circle, something that you can easily draw around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my cup right in the center. I've decided to go vertically on this one, whereas previously when I did just the face of Hagrid, I decided to go horizontal, and I think that worked really well. But obviously we're now trying to fit a lot of features in with this, so we do need to go kind of that vertical look, portrait if you want to go down that route, because that will give us enough room to add the legs and then maybe a bit of those wider, fatter arms each side, and of course his big bushy hair at the top. So I believe this is a better perspective. Right then, so here we go. Going to get my pencil now, hold firmly on the cup, and again I do apologise about shadows, and I'm just going to now draw a very light circle, okay, around the cup. Okay, just like that. And of course, do not worry if it goes a little bit ski-whiff. At the end of the day, it's a PlayStation 1 Hagrid. Everything's a little bit ski-whiff. Okay, and then boom, we should have a lovely circle. Yeah, and I think the camera picks it up quite nicely. And yeah, it did go a little bit whoop whoop at the top there if I just bring that a little bit closer, but it really does not matter. Right then, okay, so we've got a main kind of, I would say, base, an outline to work from here. Now, one of the funny things about Hagrid is that he has like no neck, so this works really well. We are going to actually just, I would say, draw a very similar shape to what we did with the original one that I drew. In fact, let me just grab it to hand actually, because we don't really have anything to reference again. So it would actually be quite nice if I can just have this to hand to reference. So what I mean by that is we're going to keep with that same kind of angular shape for his hair, and we're simply just going to now add that at the top of the circle, and I think that'll work really well. All right then, so maybe if I just pop in there a minute. Okay, and we can use that as reference. So what I'm going to do, again, yeah, I think the camera can pick this up really nicely. Now, I think I would like to actually start it because it is his hairline. So what I might do, in fact, actually, guys, shall I bring a ruler out now? Let's bring a ruler out. I think this could work really well. I would advise actually getting maybe a ruler to help you with this point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring the ruler probably, yeah, 3/4 of the way at the circle, and I'm actually going to draw a line straight across the top there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. Again, I probably could have done this freehand, but, you know, let's go. Why not? Nice. Right, okay, and yeah, there we go. We've got a lovely straight line over the top of that circle there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do that lovely angular work that is seen in his hair that I've already done. And I'm going to actually start that not right at the point here and not right at the point there. I'm actually going to start it a little bit inwards because I need these to be kind of his broad shoulders. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start to draw his hairline. And again, of course, you can use a ruler, but for me now, this is the time where I really don't mind those kind of like really dirty lines. Let's call them dirty lines. Dirty, rugged lines. Really don't mind them coming into play there. Okay, yeah, nice. And again, I don't mind if they're furry. And then it just cuts down there like that, doesn't it? There we go. Right, nice. And we're very much just getting his figure done first. And then we'll obviously start to add the detail. Nice, okay. Right then. So now what I want to do is let's just finish that hairline just a little bit by just bringing those in. I don't know whether these lines will actually stay there or not, but I just want to kind of get that head in my head first. Does that make it the head in my head? Right then, okay. So you know what? I think I might actually look to do his legs now because I don't want anything to distract how much room I've got for the legs because obviously it is a little bit limited now. So I do want to get cracking with those legs and then we have got some sort of full skeleton to work with. All right. Now I would quite like one of his legs to kind of come a little bit out in front and then the other leg to just come a little bit behind. Almost as like he's just stepping forward ever so slightly. All right. And again, this is a PS1 character. Everything is blocky. Everything is angular. So I believe we're going to start off by just drawing some sort of rectangle. Okay, at the bottom of this circle here. Quite a fat rectangle at that. Okay. And it can have a little bit of a curve in it. It's just some sort of, again, you know, I like to break everything down into shapes. And I believe that's quite good to help people draw. I don't know if you agree. But if I see a shape that looks like a certain shape, that's what I'll call it. So that kind of looks like a rectangle. Okay. And then what I'm going to do now is, oh yeah, I'm just going to do, again, I would say maybe more of a square. Yeah, okay. Whatever that is. But of course, if you just follow along with my pencil marks, you'll be absolutely fine. All right, so yeah, he's kind of like stepping forward and you can class that as his knee there. All right, awesome. And then, oh gosh, okay, let's bring this one down then a little bit. Okay, another kind of rectangle, I would say. I need to make it kind of, try to make them the same size as well, guys. And again, like I said, if it gets all very furry, if it gets all rough and ready, absolutely fine. That's what we're there for. Okay, and you know what? This could be his kind of like shoe coming, so we'll maybe round it off slightly. Yeah. Okay, and I reckon like it'll come with a shoe there. Yeah, okay. Nice. All right, so that's kind of the rectangle that we've just drawn there. I've kind of gone like for a roundish square rectangle, whatever you want to call it, because that's going to be the shoe. And because he's kind of stepping forward here, this is going to be like a shoe off to the side. And I might actually make that into more of an oval so you can see that there. Okay, nice. All right, so the skeleton is starting to come to life. Now all I'm going to do is the arms. So I'm actually coming back up to this bit here. And all I'm going to do is actually just do, I would say, a triangular shape. So I'm coming from that hairline there. And I'm actually just going to draw a triangle. And then probably a triangle there like that. And again, if you want to just kind of make it into some sort of triangle there, go for it. Yes, we're cracking on with this now. And of course, I'm just going to do the same on the other side. And again, just follow along with my pencil marks if you are drawing this along with me. Or you might just be simply just enjoying watching me draw this. I know some people just get great satisfaction out of just watching me do this. You know, it is actually quite therapeutic for me and for people just wanting to watch. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is actually coming into play really nicely now as well. And you know what? there is just like a vivid image in my mind of like Hagrid kind of standing like this, but he's kind of got his like a little like he's got kind of like a triangular hand just sticking out, like a polygon, just kind of just like that. I can't. I'm trying to think if it was kind of the same on the other side, but I don't think it was. I think his arm was meant to be in his pocket there, and his hand's meant to kind of be on his hip there. This is the image that I've got in my brain that I may have seen, I don't know, somewhere on YouTube, TikTok, Google, or whatever. But yeah, I've got a funny feeling that that's kind of the stance. Right then, guys, so I am actually really happy with this skeleton. So all I'm going to do now is just kind of rub out some of those lines that I don't need. Again, really beneficial to get one of those rubbers on the back of a pencil. It just provides that little bit more dexterity. So that's what we're going to do now. So of course, I really don't need this line here. So we're just going to rub out that. All right, and again, I don't really need this line here. Okay. And again, just brush off the debris that you don't need. And again, I really don't need this line there. So again, just rub off that. It's really starting to come to shape now, which is awesome. Just brush off the debris that you don't need. Lovely, okay. Right then, guys. Well, I reckon we're going to do the face. I think we'll get that over and done with because we've already kind of done it before. So it'll be easy to work around. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to bring everything from this feature line here that we drew earlier. And I'm going to start off with I would say like a wiggle, 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 oval, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I believe I may have done some sort of semicircle actually originally. So we could actually do that now. So what I mean by that is, again, I'm just going to draw a line that comes straight. Yeah, just about what, maybe a centimetre, 2 centimetres from this line. And then I'm going to draw that oval there. Yeah, that works really nicely. And then I'm going to do the same. It's an upside down semicircle now to actually create the characteristics for his mouth there. So here we go. Yeah. Nice. Lovely. Yeah, we're cracking through this now, aren't we? And then, yeah, to round off his, or say, angle off his beard, you're just going to draw some kind of like jagged lines just towards the feature line that we drew at the start, which works really well. And then, of course, we can just add some basics now. So we're going to draw the 2 lines for the nose. And again, if you just follow along with my pencil marks, you'll be absolutely fine. And we'll just round off the nose here. Lovely, yeah, this is looking great. And of course, we can add some of those eyes. Like I always say before, if you're right-handed, always do the left eye first. So then you can reference what it looks like on the right-hand side. So it's not one eye's up there or one eye's down there. So again, we're just going to do a little semicircle. You know, Hagrid's quite a happy chappy, but quite tired at the same time. So they are quite, I would say, very oval eyes, aren't they? And again, we'll start to add some features a little bit later. Really nice. And here we go then. So we can just add another small little curve there for his mouth. Hey, we're coming along now, aren't we? Yeah, this is looking great. Right then, okay. So, gosh, let's move on to his body now. Pretty much keeping this round, aren't we? So all I would like to do is add maybe his jacket that you often see. It's like a red jacket with a big belt going around the middle. So what I'm going to do is, let's go with that belt first. I believe the belt will be quite handy to get everything into perspective. So again, if you want to use a ruler, please do. You know, I'm quite happy doing it free-handed, but again, I will just get maybe some sort of ruler here. I would come, gosh, 3/4 of the way down that circle downwards now, whereas before we did upwards. And again, I'm just going to draw a straight line across that body there. Lovely. And again, I'll just drop it down ever so slightly. And again, you're just going to draw another line there. Yeah, nice, cool. Okay, so this is acting as his belt. And again, you can add a bit more character there. You know, the belt buckle, of course, but you know, that detail will come into play a little bit later. But again, just to kind of get a reference point so everything is still in proportion, just add something like that there. Okay. And then we're going to do is kind of like his, is it a waistcoat? It's a coat, but it is a little bit open. So yeah, I think we're going to kind of come from this angle. And yeah, we'll cut it off down here. I don't think it's like fully closed. So again, if you want to add a ruler, go for it. Like I said, sometimes I'm quite happy to just do things freehand. And if you just follow along my pencil marks, you'll be absolutely fine. There we go, nice. All right then. And you know what, I might start to fatten that bit off there actually. Just give it a bit of a fatten. I did originally rub out those lines, but they might actually help us out a little bit. So, you know. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Okay, I believe he has got some buttons as well, just running down the side. So we'll just do some circles. Again, freehand, it doesn't really matter. Maybe one more button down there. Nice. Okay, yeah, this is looking okay. This is looking okay. Now, because it is quite a big coat that he's got on, I do believe they kind of overlap the legs a little bit. So what we'll do now is we'll take that and then just feed it through there. Nice. And again, just take that and drop it all the way down and then feed it there. Nice. Okie dokie. Yeah, so that's kind of that shape now that we've made. And again, you could say kind of like a big kind of curvy rectangle that we've now done there with his waistcoat. Yeah, big kind of curvy rectangle. And again, what I can do is I can start to rub out some of those lines to really get that into character now. So you can really start to get an understanding of what those shapes look like if you are following along with me. Yeah, there we go. And of course, brush off that debris that's not needed there. Nice, nice, nice. Really, really lovely. Cool. Okay then, so I have kept all of this bit free. Again, you might need a bit of a ruler to, a rubber, guys. Because obviously he does have a big bushy beard, doesn't he? So we need his beard to kind of come into play now. All right, so here we go. Very big, very bushy. Everything is all smushed into one. So we're going to get his beard. And we're just going to bring it all the way down here like that. Look at this. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go, baby. He's really starting to come to life now, isn't he? There we go. So there's his big beard, all kind of like interlocking with everything that you get with that PlayStation 1 Hagrid. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And again, just rubbing out all those lines that you really don't need. And again, that kind of gives you an idea of what this is starting to look like. Yeah, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. We're really getting somewhere now. Okay, and then yeah, we'll start to move down onto his legs. It's great that we've already done this now, so everything is all in proportion, which is lovely. Okay, and then we're just going to start to fill out those legs a little bit. So again, just come down here and curve it in. Okay. Basically what I'm doing is almost very similar technique to when you actually get the black liner in. Start to just fill out those details with the pencil. And he has got those big boots that I'm after, so it's kind of going to come up and round, and it has a bit of a, yeah, his big boots of his. Nice. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then here I'm just going to kind of fatten out those lines a bit. And his big old boots. Nice, okay, and they come round. Look a bit like Ugg boots. Put a bit of a line there, like that. Oh, yes. Yeah, there we go. And again, I can't really describe how those lines are. I mean, you know, they're a boot shape, very curvy, very round. Again, just follow along with my pencil marks and you'll be fine there. But I can't really identify too much of a shape there. I mean, yes, you could say that looks like a little bit of a Mexican hat that's going on there, and then you fill it out with more of a bigger, fatter semicircle. But can you see what that's called? Like the tongue of his big boot there, and the same here is his tongue of the big boot, but obviously this is a bit more on an angle there because it's kind of like leaning forward slightly. But yeah, that's the idea there, which seems to have worked quite well. But of course, when we get the detail going with that black liner, that's when you can, everything starts to fill out, which works really well. Yeah, okay, all right. So, yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. I actually am really, really happy. Yeah, we'll start to add just a little bit more feature now up on his head again. In fact, does he have a? Yes, I think he does have a few short sleeves actually. Sorry. So yeah, we'll come back to those arms a little bit, and we'll actually just I think he does have like short sleeves. So again, like an owl shape here that just actually protrudes a little bit over the actual arm, just to show there is a bit of bagginess there. Yeah, there we go, nice. But of course, everything's kind of like interlocked. It really is weird to draw this, but yeah, everything's kind of like interlocked. Nice. Okay, right, okay, no, all right, I'm happy with that. Yes, we've just added some t-shirt sleeves, which I think works well. Nice. Okay, and then yeah, just bringing it back up now, we'll just add some features that, characteristics, isn't it? Really, like eyebrows, a bit of wrinkling here and there, a bit more characteristic to the nose and stuff, and maybe those cheeks. So why not? We'll start with the cheeks. We'll just start to, yeah, easy to do that, isn't it? Really, you just bring that pencil there, and it kind of fills out the cheeks there, doesn't it? By adding those lines, which works really well. We'll add just a little bit more detail to the nose by adding those two C shapes that are often seen either side of big noses. Yeah, really nice. Awesome. Okay, big bushy eyebrows. I would just scribble for that, if I'm honest with you guys. Just get a bit of a scribble going on. Nice. Of course, wrinkling. So just pull a few lines to either side of each eye. Again, which I believe works quite well. Gets a good bit of aging onto him. And again, you can just cut a few down there as well. Of course, he is looking to the side, so we could start to add those pupils. Oh, every time you add a pupil, guys, it just brings the character to life. No matter what you're doing, as soon as you add a pupil, it's like, yes, the characters have come alive. I don't know if you get the same vibe. But that's looking pretty cool. And of course, you can add some wrinkles. So just add some wrinkles there on his forehead. Yeah, lovely. You might want to dip this in. So you might want to make this a little bit more dippy, if that's the word there, dippy. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, guys. And of course, you can just add a few wiggles into the hair. Here we go, really coming to life now, isn't it? There we go. I don't know, some kind of thatched bits. It looks a bit like grime. Yeah, you can really go to town with that. Yeah, lovely. And of course, you can add some, little curls into his beard. You know how it works. And of course, that's when you start to get creative with your black liner. That's when you can start to put these really awesome little key features in to really, bring the character together, which is lovely. Right then, guys. Well, I am really, really happy with that. I don't know about you. Let's just hold that up to the camera a little bit better. There he is, shining so bright. Of course, when you have the black liner and the colour, it looks even better. But as a basic, I would say, pencil reference, that looks pretty badass. I'm very happy with that. All I'm going to do now is, go over this in the black liner, and I'll take you back to the main studio where we can wrap up today's video and, of course, announce the winner. And here we go. There we are. We have the PlayStation 1 full figure Hagrid ready for our Let's Colour tomorrow. How fantastic. And I think it really complements this one here so wonderfully as well. So yeah, really happy with how that has come out. If you have followed along with me today, then I have just added obviously a few little bits and bobs with the black liner. I have angled off those feet a little bit more. I think they were just too rounded for obviously that PlayStation 1 era. And again, I do believe his torso was a little bit too round as well, so I did just kind of angle him, is that even a word, angle him off? Yeah,
Angle him, is that even a word, angle him off?
Yeah, exactly that. I'm just going to go with that. Just around the sides there, and I think that really brought him to life and really does give you that PlayStation 1 character vibe. So yeah, really happy with how I've done that. And of course, I've just added a few little details here with the little curls in his beard there and a little few waves just to add a little detail, very similar to what is seen in this one here as well. But yes, guys, we will be colouring in that tomorrow, hopefully. But of course, guys, this is what you've all been waiting for. We need to announce the winner who has bagged this bad boy today. So let's go and get the hat. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, and of course I'm going to give it a bit of a rummage round. Oh, there we go. And okay, I've got one in my hand. Okay, I'm just going to put the hats to one side. And yeah, okay, let's reveal. And who is that? Leonie! Oh my gosh, yes, it's at Leonie. Oh, great. Leonie is a massive fan of the channel. I believe she watches every day. She loves all my PlayStation Portal stuff. I think she quite likes some of my modern videos, and she's been so supportive. She's on my TikTok lives every morning just to say hello. And on her way to work. I really do appreciate Leonie. I'm so pleased that Leonie has bagged our PlayStation 1 Hagrid. So thank you so much for entering, Leonie. And yes, details on how I get that to you will be just in a conversation. I'm on contact with you via Discord and TikTok. But yeah, probably Discord if you want me to send this to your address. Obviously that's quite personal, so Discord's a nice safe way to do that. But if you don't want me to know your address, then that is absolutely fine. I can probably get this to you digitally somehow, and then you can print that out yourself. But thank you so much, Leonie, and yes, I will sign this. I'm gonna give it the Artsy Gamer signature. And that will be on your way to you. So what a lovely Christmas present. And that can go next to your new PlayStation 5, can't it? Oh, wow. So thank you, Leonie, for doing that, entering, and there we go. But guys, like I said, unfortunately, if you didn't bag that today, then yes, you could still be in for a chance of winning the PlayStation 1 Hagrid as well. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for when that video goes live. Oh my gosh, God, I've just realised we still need to open the advent calendar. Oh my God. Okay. Let's pause the camera. Let me go and get it. All right, here we go. We've got him. Believe we're on number 13 today. So here we are. Open him up. 13. Let's see who is behind door number 13. Oh my God. Very flappy, this. Very flappy. Oh. Wow. All right then, guys. So here we go. Opening up door number 13. Who is this today? Looking very ginger. So, oh, how beautiful. Wow. They've really gone to town with the detail in this one. And I assume this is Ginny. Really beautiful. Look at the little rosy cheeks on Ginny as well. I believe that's Ginny. I can't really think who else that could be. But of course, David is letting us know every day which character is behind each door. So yes, there we go. Lovely ginger Ginny there, I guess. And of course, we'll pop Ginny back because we'll need to open it up for our TikTok live, won't we? Oh my word. All right then. So yeah, I believe that's Ginny, but comment down below. If it's not, let me know. And we'll pop Ginny back, supposedly Ginny, back in there, and we'll close that off. Oh, well, there we go. Right then, guys. Well, yes, thank you so much for all your continuous support. That is me, the Artsy Gamer. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Over and out.